Hello, Tamara here. Nice of you to join me. Welcome to my channel. Really lovely to have you here with me today on this very fine and sunny day here in the UK. We're going to be doing part 2 of the Crafter's Companion Precious Memories album that I've made. Now, I did make, if you just come down, I'll show you. I have made a baby girl album, and you will be able to see the walkthrough to this up in the left hand corner. I'll put a playlist up there, so just click on that playlist and that will take you then to the that video. So in part 1 we made the album, so if you missed that as well, I'll also will also be in that playlist as well, so you'll be able to click on the both. Now I feel as though I'm not in shot there. I'm gonna just move you around a little bit. There we go. Is that a bit better? Yeah, I think that's about right. I think anyway. So we're going to be working on the inside cover and the first page. I'm using the Echo Park, the Sweet Baby Boy, because I used the Sweet Baby Girl for the walkthrough album. So just to recap, the card that I've used is just white plain cardstock. The outside cover and the spine mount is in a 300 GSM weight of card, and the inside pages the hinge is a slightly smaller weight, which will be which is 220 GSM. I didn't want to put too many I didn't want to bulk the album out too much with the cardstock, so that's why I went with the smaller weight. Now you can get away with a smaller weight on the front and back cover if you don't want to buy that extra weight of card. You can just put 2 and 2 together and watch it as I've done. I mean, I've put 2 here together, 2 of the, and it's really robust. I don't know if you can see, it's quite, you know, it's quite a robust cover, and you need them to be quite robust because they will be flicked, you know, open and shut all the time, so you need them to be quite robust. The other thing I forgot to mention in the previous video is the way I put my pages in. Now I kind of alternated them, so I put all the back sort of the flap, the glue tabs, I put them onto the back of the page. So as you can see with page 1, it's at the top, and then page 2 I've kind of alternated it so it's at the bottom. Now the reason I've done that is so that it doesn't bulk out the top of or the bottom of your album, because you'll have that extra bit of cardstock. So I've kind of alternated it so that your album sits a bit more flat. Let's get into what we're going to make. Now you will need your Gemini or your Sizzix Big Shot, or your Spellbinders, whichever die cutting machine you may have. I use both. I've got a Sizzix and a Gemini. And I've also got a Jane Davenport here, which is like a Spellbinders from Spellbinders. So I use all 3 of mine. So these dies work in all of them. So for today, so we're going to do this page here. Now this page here we don't need any dies for. The only other bit of kit that you will need will be a corner chomper or a corner rounder, which is one of these, or if you've got something similar, because there are lots of different makes on the market. I just prefer this one. Again, I'll put links down below so that if you want to shop you can. So we will need one of those, and that is just to round our edges of our pages. Now I've got some baby stamps as well, so if you've got any baby stamps at all that you use, then pull them out, and we can use them in these. Now the ones I used for this is Mama Elephant, and these ones are called Just Hatched, and that's these ones here that I've used. So I might use this one as well. So I've got some Tracy Hay stamps. These are beautiful. These will be really, really, really. I've got such a glare there. I don't know where that glare's going. There, that's a bit better. Might need to move that. There. So yeah. So these are Tracy Hay stamps. These will be fantastic for a baby boy, definitely. But a baby girl would be really good. So if you've got your alcohol markers or your pencils, pull them out and use them as well in your albums. So we've got those ones, and I've got these ones would be quite nice as well, for especially for the sentiments, so they would be really good. And I've got some little elephants as well, and this one says twinkle twinkle little star, do you know how loved you are. I thought that would be really, really nice to put in a baby album. So I'm going to use those. So I'm going to get myself all set up, and then when we come back we'll be ready to start. So in our book, all we've got here is a simple pocket. You could use a decorative die if you wanted to, just to give that a decorative edge, or you could use a whole a punch, a border punch. Right, I've got a couple here. These are Martha Stewart and EK Success. These ones are EK Success, and these ones are Martha Stewart. I've had them for quite a while. I quite like the ones with the circles in when I'm doing baby albums. I don't know why. I think it just looks nice. So I'm gonna use them actually, just to give that a nice finish. So I'm not sure which one to use. I think I'm going to use this one. I'm sorry, I don't know what the name of them is. So for the first page, so we're going to cut our paper. So we're going to cut our pattern paper now. No, we're not. Sorry, we're going to cut the pockets. You can do it one or two ways. Now, because I've stuck this down, we haven't got the full width of the pocket. So you can do it where you have the full width of the pocket, and to do that, we will need to make this a little bit bigger. So let's do that, and I can show you what we're going to do. So if that would be 5 7/8, we're going to make that 6 7/8. Okay, so if I write this down so that we can see. So 6 7/8 by, did I say 2 1/4? So you're going to make that 2 1/2, 2 3/4. Okay, so that's your pattern. Sorry, not your pattern paper. Your white card, or your whichever card stock you're going to use. Now, where did I put it? I'm chasing my tail today for some unknown reason. I don't know what I've done with things. So, cut this at 6 7/8 by 2 3/4. Like so. Then we're going to give a 1/2 inch border on 3 sides. Like so. Okay, then we can just fold them over like that, and then getting your scissors, we're just going to cut off. So where your, let me bring them up. So this is really hard to see, I do apologise. Right. Maybe it does work better on black card. You can just about see it. So where these two corners meet, you've got a triangle here. That needs to come off. So you're going to just do a diagonal cut like so. So if I bring them up, can you see the corners there? There, you've got that square. You need to cut that square off, like so, okay? Then fold that over, fold that over, fold that over. Now we're going to just also corner those top edges as well of our glue tab, like that, and then that way they won't show above your cut pocket. So let me do this with this one. Let's just double check to make sure it fits, and yes, it does. It's fitting in there beautifully. Now I will round this bottom corner here, because this is rounded here. I'm going to round that bottom corner, so I'm just going to push them in, and that's when the crocodile is brilliant. It comes into its own because it does go through quite thick card. There we go. And then that just marries that then edge of that corner there. Okay, and then that fits on there just perfect, like that. So to do our border, now I'm going to use this one, as I said. So on these you have got a small little halfway mark there. So I'm gonna also cut this bit, so I'm going to put them in, just turn it over so that I can see, and then I'm just going to line up this score mark here with the edge of my cut punch, okay, so that I don't sort of punch on that corner just yet. So I'm going to do the same here. So bring this round, and then you can marry up then the punched image with the picture on the punch itself. Okay, punch down, move it along, move it along, move it along, and then I'm just going to come back and redo this part here. So I'm going to go to this side and marry them up again, and then just punch them out, and then we can cut these tiny bits off here if they are not in the right place, but that doesn't look too bad, like that. So tidy up. And punches are a good way of doing something really quick, giving you a nice decorative edge really quickly. And as you can see, that looks really, well, you can't really see it, I'm sorry, there we go. It looks really effective. So now for our page. Now we don't need to go all the way down. I'm going to come down to about 3 inches down, so that's in there. So 3 inches, and then this was 5 7/8. So 3 by 5 7/8. Okay, so get your paper, whichever paper you're using. So first page, I'm gonna go with, I'm going to go with some turtles because they look rather nice. So are we going to go with 3 by 5 7/8, and then that should, oh, what have I done? Wrong way. Right, so 3 by 5 7/8, not 4 7/8. I bet you were shouting at the screen then. That's better. Okay, then I'm going to round this edge here, not edge, that corner. Like so. Then that can go on there like that. So I'm going to just now give me my measurement for this, and this is going to be 1 5/8 by 5 3/4. So just write that on there, 1 5/8 by 5 3/4. And that, you keep all these little tiny pieces of scrap because they will come in handy. What do you think? Ooh, no, I think I'm going to go with that one. So we go with 1 5/8 by 5 3/4. Ooh. Round this edge here, oh sorry, this corner, and then that should fit just nicely on there. You may need to bring it down a bit. I've probably got that a bit too much, so it might need to come down to maybe 1 1/2. So if you're going on my measurements, that should be 1 1/2, not 1 5/8. Okay, so we can go ahead and stick that on. I find my glue, so we can stick that on. So that's that one, and then we're going to stick this bit on as well. There we go. I've got about 1/8 of an inch border all the way round. Not 1 inch, beg your pardon, 1/8. Like so. And then on the back of the glue tabs, you can either add your glue or a mixture of both, or just double-sided tape. I'm going to put a mixture of both. But I'm just going to cut off this extra piece here because it's not sitting straight. See, these sorts of things do, that's better. You just have to adjust now as you're going through your book, just to make sure that things are sitting correctly. There we are. So I'm going to put my glue, my double-sided tape as near to this edge here as we can, going down here, and then I'll put the glue on the bits that are not. Just give it a burnish down, and then I'm going to just put a tiny little bit of the pin flag bookbinding glue on the parts that haven't got the double-sided tape. Just along here, just a tiny like bead. Then I'm going to stick one side down first. So I'm going to stick the bottom down first. Like so. Make sure you've got it straight. And I'm just going to burnish that bit down. And then I'm going to work outwards. So from the middle, I'm going to go to that side. And then bring it down and work that side, and then that should give you a nice, there we go. I'm just going to check, yeah, see, that's going to fall out, so what we may need to do is, as I suspected, just put using the cowl, I can just leave that bit open because it's not dried enough. So I'm going to just leave that like that and quickly make up a little flap that goes over the top. So let's get this is just the 220 GSM again, so we can, I'm going to make it at 1.5 width, so just so that it goes over like that. And I'm going to make it to about, I'm going to make it at 5, and then we can always cut it down if it's not, if it's too big. So 5, and just mark it there, and that's where we're going to put the score line, like so. Fold that over, and then that's going to give the part that's going to go into underneath the paper. But I'm going to cut this down because it's obviously too long, and add the double-sided tape and find it. Now the double-sided tape I'm going to put on both the front and the back of the glue tab. That way it's going to stick to the paper and also stick to the back of our book. So I'm going to take off the back bit first, so that's going to stick to our, take that off, stick to the book. Work out where you want it to go. I'm going to have it sort of about there. So I think what I should have maybe done is taken off this first. That would have been a good idea. So take off that as well. So take both of them off, and then work out where you're going to have it. Okay. Leave a tiny little gap at the top, so don't put the score line right up to the edge of your paper. So if you can see that there, oh, this is awful. Okay, and then you can fold it over, and it's not then impeding on that paper, and then just burnish that down, and then that hopefully should be in place and stuck. Take that out. Now I am going to round these corners, and this is the 1/4 inch one side again, and the other side. Like so. And then we've got like a lovely little closure now. So I've got tiny magnets here. These might not be strong enough, but let's see. You might have to use 4. So what I'll do is I will get some of construction tape. You don't need a lot because this is only a small magnet. Okay, get the magnet, put that on, and then I'm going to push it inside. So hopefully where I think it's going to go, which will be possibly about, keep getting my fingers stuck on it, stop. There we go. That might need to come up just a tiny bit. Right. So let's stick that on like that, and then push it down. There we are. I think that's possibly about right. There is definitely an easy way to do this. I've just done it backwards. There we go. There we are. So that then flaps there, so then when you put your tag in, it's not going to fall out. Okay, it's stuck in there like so. Now I may just put a tiny bit of glue just behind there, but we'll do that in a minute. So we've got this then to cover, so that we could go with this colour here. This would look really nice. Okay, so let's have a look at what size this is. So we need to cut this at 3 1/8 by 1 3/8 by 1 3/8, and you'll need 2 of those, obviously one for that and one for the back as well. So let's go with this. Let's bring this over and work out how you want your stripes. I'm going to have them going down, so we need that to be the 1 3/8. Just there. 1 3/8. Right, 1 3/8 by 3 1/8. Just double check. By 3 1/8. Okay, put that in our pile to use for later. Okay, then you need to just round your edges here. Round your corners. Why do I always say that? Round your corners. So you just need to do 2 corners that are opposite each other along the bottom. There we go. And then that's going to fit nicely on there, like so. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use this cowl glue for this, because not cowl, the pin flare glue for this one, if it comes out, because it's got to go over the magnet. So let's put that on like that. One, and then the bottom, just put a little bit on that magnet as well, just so that it just stick to it like so. Okay. So that then is the first page. So all we've got now to do is just do our tag that goes inside. Now the tag, let's have a look. What size do we need? The tag can be, so we're going to do 5 1/2 by 3 5/8. So let's cut our tag 5 1/2 by 3 5/8. Now again, you don't have to do this size. You can do smaller sizes as well if you wanted to, and then that will just fit in like there, and then that's going to keep it closed. So you could do a smaller size, so you could do that and then do maybe a small 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then that will give you your 3 by 2 photo size, if you wanted to put some small photos in there as well, like that. So you could do that, so you could do 2 of these that would go in. So that would go, so they would go in like that if you wanted to put your, you know, different photo mats in. So with these, now you've got a choice. Now I've got some different corner rounders, it's corner chompers that I like to use. So I've got the snub and the deco. I've also got a cloud and a scallop. Let's use the cloud on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So then that's going to just fit in like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they fit in. Now you could also use your photo corners if you've got those punches as well, if you wanted to. That they would look nice. So you could put, you could cover these in cardstock like what I've done, but I'm going to leave these blank, and for the time being, so that because on the other album I did run out of paper, so I'm going to leave my photo mats until the very end and to see what paper I've got left. But also on these, I bought some of these stamps from Mama Makes. Love Mama Makes. Worked with Lottie at the craft show, the craft store, and her stamps are amazing, and especially if you're making memory books, these are really handy. So I'm just going to put place photo here, place photo here. So you just then put your place photo here, and push that in the middle, and then whoever you give this to will know that that is, you know, they can put their photos on there like so. And then we can push that in and push that in, and then take this out. Now again, if you wanted to put a place photo here, you could, or journal on the back. Again, that's up to you. I might put a place photo here again, but I might put it at the side, because you can place a photo at the side and then do some writing on this part here. So again, that is you know, entirely up to you. So push that down, and then you can then embellish. So if you've got some stamps, like I found some stamps out somewhere. Okay, I just found out some stamps very quickly that I'm going to use. So this is the Tracy Hay set, and this is the Shine Bright, and we've got in some bunnies, a little fox in there, a lovely elephant, really nice elephant. I love elephants. So you got some stars as well that you can put in, but I'm going to use this little bear and this sentiment here that says, twinkle twinkle little star, do you know how loved you are. Just thought that would be a lovely little stamp to put on the front of a little sentiment to put on the front of the book. So I'm going to use those. Now I'm going to use my Copics to colour with, but any medium will do. So if you've got any watercolours, if you've got your paint pens, if you've got paint, you can dilute your paint and use your paint as well, to get some colour into your stamps. But I'm going to use the alcohol inks. Okay, so I'm going to use my Copics to colour my image. Now, in case you wanted to know which colours I'm using, these are the colours that I'm using here. So if you can see them there. So they're the colours that I'm going to use. Okay, and this one as well. So the BG70, as well, and that's just the same. That's just BG72, which is the same as that one. Now the Memento ink is the ink that I'm using for my alcohol inks, because you don't want to use archival, because that will smear and ruin your alcohol markers. So just push it down. So I'm not going to talk through this. I'll just fast forward this because you don't really want to see me colour. Okay, so that is all coloured in. Right, I'm just going to cut this out. Just go around the edge. Now I'll leave a little bit of a border, like so. You see that? That looks pretty good. I like that. And then that is going to go onto a little, I'm going to put it on there like that, but I'm going to use the one that I did earlier, only because I like the colours in that one. So I'm going to put that on with some foam tape, and I've got black foam tape as well, so this works really well. I think this is a quarter, maybe even less, and it's because it's black as well, it kind of hides. You can't really see it that much, which is good. So that can go on there like so, and then we need to do then the sentiment. Now I'm going to use the archival one for this. Right, I'm going to round these edges actually, round these corners. Like so. I quite like that. That looks really good. I like the rounded edge. So then I'm going to put that on with some, again, with some of the foam tape. Now what you could do as well with this is, if you've got a glitter pen, actually that would look really good, because it's twinkling, you want it to sparkle. There. So this is just, I don't know if they still do these. These are the sparkle pens by from Crafter's Companion, but lots of people do them. So I'm just going to add the sparkle all over my sentiment, and I will dry this like that, and then that's going to give that sentiment a bit of a sparkle. So let me just turn this on. Also might add a bit of sparkle to the eye and maybe on the feet, because feet should sparkle. Okay, a bit down there. Okay. I'm hoping that you can see that it's so sparkly. There, can you see the sparkle on the feet? That just gives, oh, it just looks really good. So it just adds that extra bit of sparkle. So that's it for that page. We're going to work on this page now, but I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up because my desk again always looks like a bomb's hit it. And then when we come back, I will hopefully have a nice tidy desk and we can start on page 2. Okay, welcome back. I've had a bit of a tidy up now. I'm just hoping I've got you out far enough. I have. Okay, so we're going to do page 2. Well, page 2 is then this page here with our wraparound. So open those out and you've just got a little photo mat in there like so. So what you will need, so you will need these dies. Now again, you don't have to use the dies, you can use your punches, you could just use your trimmer, you don't need to use them. Because I had the dies, I wanted to try and get as much use out of them as I possibly could. Okay, so we're going to do page 2. Well, page 2 is then this page here with our wraparound. So open those out and you've just got a little photo mat in there like so. So what you will need, so you will need these dies. Now again, you don't have to use the dies, you can use your punches, you could just use your trimmer, you don't need to use them. Because I had the dies, I wanted to try and get as much use out of them as I possibly could. So this is the die set that you're going to need if you're using the die set. So this is the dimensionals, the tabbed page and purse card, and it is these dies here which I've just put on my magnetic mat here. So it's these dies here. So this die here makes up the purse, or the little pocket that you can open out. This is the flap that I've used here, so that's the flap, and then this is the gusset that allows you to open out your, if you use it as a purse type element. So also on there you've got these here, which we're going to use these later. These here are going to be our little tab pulls, okay, but more on that when we do those pull out photo mats. So for this page you're only going to need this die here. So this is the decorative edge, the sort of the closure of our purse die. So you can put the rest to the side. You're going to need this one. Now you're going to need to cut this out twice, and I'm just going to use the thinner card. So cut it down. I'm just going to use my Jane Davenport for this one. Then I'm here as well, and they fit through, so it shows you that you can use both. So turn that round. And I'm going to cut 2 out at once, if I can. Cut that bit down. Like so. Put that in. Put that on the top. And wind it through. And as you can see, it's cut them out perfectly. Don't put this away because you will need that in just a moment. There. Throw that in the bin. Okay, so bend over the little scored, because that's got a little score line on the on the die that allows you to fold it over. Bringing in your album. Okay, we're going to stick this to the top of our page. Okay, so you can measure if you want to. I just eyed it. Right, so double-sided tape. So your double-sided tape, again, we are going to put it along the back here, but I'm going to put it as near to the folded edge as we can, because that way it means that we haven't got any gaps in the stickiness, if that is want of a better word. So that's one. So I'm going to stick this one down first. I'm going to just turn this around. I'll do the bottom and then we can turn it around and do the top. So again, it needs to go right to the edge of your page. So don't leave any gap at the bottom. Okay, like so. And then stick that down. That's like that. And then the top one, again, just eye it. Take that off. Now turn this round because it's easier for me to see. And I'm going to put that on there to keep this down so that I can try and get them in line as much as. Okay, that looks about not right. There we go. So if you wanted to, you could put a bit of glue on the back just to give you some wiggle room, which is maybe what I should do. If I can get the glue to come out. There we go. It gives us a bit of wiggle room. Come on. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, and burnish that down. Like so. And then we've got our little flaps that is going to close over. So, next what we can do is add our holes for our circles. Now again, I've just got some circle punches here that I'm going to use. Again, entirely up to you what sizes you use. This one is I think this one is a 5/8, and I have got somewhere this one is a slightly, don't know if that's bigger than this one, because this hasn't got an actual size on it. So let's punch it out and find out. That's 1 and 2. Okay, so the EK Success one, this one is the biggest. Okay, and they're just circle punches. This is Vansel Creative, and this is EK Success. So, working out how far down you wanted. Now, I just again eyed it, but I kind of did it in line. So where that point is, I think I went up possibly about 3/4 of an inch upwards, and then just put a mark, and then came down again 3/4 of an inch, down like so. And then with your pokey tool, you can just poke your hole. Poke your hole like so, like so. So to get your pattern paper, you're going to need to use draw inside your decorative die. Right, so now we need to pick our pattern paper again. So keeping it the same, so we'll do the footprints. So I work on the back, that way you don't get the pencil marks. So you can use the bottom if you wanted as a guide, and then we can draw round as careful can be. Okay, and then cut that out. So where's my small scissors? Now on this one, on the die, you've got I don't know if you can see here, you've got a curved edge. I don't like that curved edge, so I just cut down to give it a square edge. I prefer it. And then that should fit just snugly onto our die cut image. So do the same with the other side. And then that should be the top bit. And there we go, all done, all nice and neat and tidy. Okay, so put the glue on. And like so. Like so. Okay, then while that's setting, we're going to just cover this bit here. So we need to cut our paper at 5 7/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got. I think we'll go with the plain, and then our mat can be really colourful. So that looks quite nice. So we'll do that. So let's get the glue on. And this glue seems to be okay on this paper actually. Okay, so that then is that bit. So next what we need to do is punch back our hole for the brad to go in. So if I can find my poker tool, so just come to the back and just poke through that hole. Okay, like so. Then we need our brads. So next we need to find out what paper I'm going to use. Now we could use this, but I think we should use the green. We could go, yeah, I think we'll use the green. So in that case we might use the green brads. So this was the smaller one, so we want 2 of those there, and then we want some white, and that needs to be in the other size. Now, did I do 2? Yes, so you want to cut out 4 of these. And then we're going to stick 2 together. And then that's just going to give it a bit more robustness. So let's put our glue on. And so 1, 2, and then we can put the double-sided, get it right, can put our pattern paper one on. Just going to give us a tiny border. And then I'm just going to by eye the hole in the middle, and I've just got this foam mat that I use just to put my pieces on before I put my hole in. So again, just by eye it, and by eye the middle, and then I'm going to use these light green brads. Push that through, push that through. Push them through, and then we've got them on the back. So what you can do, which I've not done on this, is you can put some double-sided tape over your hole, and then when you open the brads, that's going to keep that nice and secure and stop it from moving underneath your paper, but I forgot to do that. So that is that. So now we need our wax cord. Okay, so this is just wax cotton cord, and I'm going to do the top bit first. 1, 2, and then just cut off that excess part. You don't need that on there. And then we can wind it round. Let's go that way. 1, 2, and we'll go 3, and then come down for the 4th. There we go. So then that's our closure done. So now we just need to put our photo mat in. Again, we can do the same as what we've done here, and you can do different sizes if you like. So I'm going to do one big one like what I've done here, so it just fits in there nicely. So let's just check it does. So let me measure this one. So this measures 3 7/8 by 5 3/4, and that should fit in there nicely, and it does. So what you can do now is I'm going to just round the edges. I'm not going to use the this one, the cloud one. I'm going to round these edges with the just the normal rounder with the 1/4 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, And then that can fit in there just nicely. But this one I used some photo paper, some decorative paper, but again I'm going to wait until the end to see what I've got left before I end up, because I mean I've got, I could use this little bit just to get that out. So that was 3 7/8. So do this at 3 3/4. I'm going to go with that side because I think that looks really nice. It kind of goes with those. So round the corners and just double check to make sure that is the right side that you want. Or you can go with that. It kind of matches then. That. No, we'll go with that one. Go with the first instinct. Okay, put this on. Now you could go round with your black pen, or you can turn it over that side and have it like that, but I think it looks nice with some pattern paper on, like so. So that's then our album, front cover, not front cover, inside front cover and page 1 done. Right, how nice and easy is that? It looks, it really does look super smart, I have to say. I love the embellishments as well, and you really can see the sparkle on this sentiment and on the bear as well. It really does bring it to life. It's just such a shame you can just about see it sparkling there, so it does look good. So thanks again for sticking with me on this part 2 of the Crafter's Companion Precious Memories die tutorial. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to come and follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I have Pinterest and all of those. All the links will be in the description box down below, as well as a supply list of everything that I've used so far, with shopping links to some of the products that I've used. So yeah, please have a look at those as well. So until the next time, I will see you again soon. Take care.